Imagine navigating life like a true philosopher, not just living, but seeing beyond the surface of every human interaction. We are often deceived by what people present on the outside, but the Stoic mind, the disciplined, observant mind, can see deeper. Imagine reading others, not by the words they say, but by the emotions they fail to hide. Picture yourself possessing an ancient tool, the ability to understand people without their awareness. In the modern world, we are surrounded by complexities, distractions, and deceptive signals. But through the lens of Stoicism, we can strip away these distractions, honing our senses, perceiving what others might not intend to reveal. The key lies in a virtue that Stoicism teaches us: self-mastery. This journey is not about manipulation, but about profound understanding. By reading others, we understand ourselves. By observing their fears, desires, and actions, we see reflections of our own. The aim is not control, but wisdom. A wisdom that elevates us above destructive emotions, leading us towards fortitude and a life of purpose. Part 1. The observer's mind. Grounding in Stoic thought. To understand others, we must first understand ourselves. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Before we can read people, we must become masters of our own reactions. When we still our minds, we create space for deeper observation. In a chaotic world, most are reactive. They are moved by external forces: fear, anger, ambition. These emotions cloud judgment, but for a Stoic, the goal is to see clearly. We do not react to the storm, we observe it. Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations, speaks of calming the mind to perceive the truth of the world. When we are calm, we can see the emotions in others that they themselves might not yet be aware of. To read others without them knowing, we must first cultivate indifference to our own emotional impulses. The Stoic doesn't judge quickly, because judgment is often skewed by emotions. In silence, in patience, we gather the information we need. The other person's gestures, tone, body language, all become clearer when we are not distracted by our inner turmoil. Seneca reminds us, anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. This applies to every emotion. Let them cloud our vision, and we lose the ability to truly read others. Part 2. The subtle signals. What people reveal unintentionally. Human beings are constantly giving away their thoughts and feelings. They may try to hide them with words, but their bodies, their eyes, and even their pauses between sentences often reveal more than they intend. The Stoic way of reading people is to focus on these subtle, unconscious signals. The Stoic observer remains detached. We are not swayed by someone's charisma or their charm, but rather we look deeper. Consider the Stoic practice of prosop, the art of paying attention. When you speak to someone, notice the tension in their shoulders, the flicker of doubt in their eyes, or the way their voice trembles when they discuss certain topics. These small signs tell you what words cannot. The Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus taught that self-awareness extends to understanding others. If we can learn to read our own hidden emotional states, we are better equipped to read them in others. Are we observing someone masking their fear with laughter? Are they covering their insecurity with arrogance? By recognizing the familiar emotions in others, we become more attuned to their true nature. Yet, it's crucial to remember that reading others through the Stoic lens is not for manipulation or judgment. It's for empathy and understanding. If we understand others, we can respond with wisdom, not impulse. Part 3. Controlling your reactions, the true power in observation. To truly read people without them knowing, you must remain unaffected by what you discover. The moment you react visibly, you give away your insight. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This power over the self is what allows you to observe others deeply without betraying your observations. If you see someone's frustration rising, or detect insecurity beneath their confident words, remain calm. The Stoic knows that emotions are fleeting, both in ourselves and in others. By controlling our reactions, we create an atmosphere where others feel comfortable revealing more of themselves. Your composure becomes a mirror that reflects their inner world. In ancient Rome, Stoic philosophers were often counselors and advisors. They learned to read people's intentions, fears, and hidden motives, not to control them, but to offer wise counsel. The philosopher and emperor Marcus Aurelius was known for his ability to remain calm under pressure, and this ability came from his deep practice of self-control. Through reading people, he was better able to lead without succumbing to the manipulations of those around him. Part 4. Overcoming destructive emotions, the central message. The Stoic life is about freeing oneself from destructive emotions. In reading others, we are often faced with anger, jealousy, and insecurity, emotions we recognize because we have struggled with them ourselves. The wisdom of Stoicism teaches us not to let these emotions control us. As Epictetus famously said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When we master ourselves, we are no longer susceptible to the games others play. We see their anger, but we do not respond in kind. We notice their attempts at manipulation, but we remain steadfast, grounded in our own values. This is true power, not the power to control others, but the power to remain unaffected by their attempts to influence us. Overcoming destructive emotions in ourselves allows us to navigate a world full of emotional storms without being swept away. And in doing so, we become masters of reading people. When we are no longer blinded by our own emotions, we can see clearly what others are hiding, even when they are unaware of it themselves. Reading people without them knowing is not a trick or a skill to be used for selfish ends. It is a practice rooted in wisdom, self-control, and empathy. We as Stoics do not seek to manipulate or dominate, but to understand, to see beyond the surface and into the truth of human nature. As you move through life, remember the lessons of the great Stoic philosophers. Practice stillness of mind, observe without judgment, and always master your reactions. By doing this, you will not only read others more effectively, but you will also understand yourself in a deeper, more profound way. Let us embrace this Stoic wisdom and together rise above the turmoil of emotions, both ours and others. In this lies our greatest strength, the strength to see, to understand, and to remain unshaken.